Hey class, happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a fantastic week. Thank you for jumping into discussions early this week. Matter of fact, you jumped in a little faster than I thought. I usually try to look at the discussions and try to respond to each and every one of those, but you jumped in before I had a chance to respond to some of them. Thank you for the excellent work. Our discussion this week, lots to do this week. As you notice, it starts getting a little bit busier, more stuff to do. But really good discussion. We're talking about civil commitment. Our discussion this week, why you support or you don't support civil commitment, your thoughts on that, some of the laws that relate to civil commitment. You've been doing a good job of sharing those and sharing your thoughts about why you do or do not support civil commitment. Now, I've put you in different groups this week. You saw the different ones, the announcements based upon your name. So take a look at the announcements. If you're not sure which group you're in, make sure you're in the right group. I'll take a look at those. The reason I do that is to some of you support civil commitment, some of you don't, and I want you to offer a different perspective, kind of take a look at it from a different viewpoint. We often have our worldview that we how we view this. It's a hot topic in some communities. It's been a hot topic in the United States for some time. A long time ago, back in the days, as you can see from your research this week, reading the material, civil commitment was pretty common. And then, back in the 50s or so, they just started releasing a lot of people with mental health issues, other issues. Today, we see the drug issue. A lot of people are committed, due to drugs or trying to get that treatment on their own. But it still continues to be a huge debate about whether or not civil commitment is legal, whether or not it's ethical. And as you know, from what we've done in the course so far, there is a huge difference between what's ethical and what's legal. The Supreme Court has continually ruled and said, look, it's okay, we can commit these people if they're, potentially harming themselves. We don't think they're going to get better. It's best for the protection of the United States as a whole. And, as we look at that, our Constitution guarantees us some rights, including our individual liberties. And so we have to think about whether or not civil commitment really is about the whole, or whether or not it's really taking away those individual liberties. Something to consider there. Does it protect the community? Does it protect the neighborhood? There's lots of considerations there, both for and against. And this can go on and on and on. We can talk about civil commitment for different offenses, different issues, different issues, whether it a diagnosis even, whether or not a person has a medical problem, mental problem. Lots of stuff going on with that. So you can offer your opinion on what you think about civil commitment, whether or not you support it, whether or not you don't. Take a look at that material, really look at the discussions. I want you to really look at the instructions and the rubric, really support what you're saying, check your grammar. This week, if you don't mind, I take a look at that. Starts getting a little bit harder. I've been pretty lenient and usually do that the first couple of weeks, and then we start adjusting those points. I really want you to support what you're saying. It's good for academic. It's good to give you some practice in writing, demonstrate your ability to research, and support what you're saying. As we've said in the past, you can't really just say something. Some of the discussions, obviously you can. I want you to share your first person account, but I also want you to do that research, get used to doing that, because it's important for the papers. You got to have it in order to support your thoughts, your examples that you're sharing there. So make sure you do that on the paper assignments this week. Look at those examples that I shared in the announcements on how to develop your papers, with the cover page, your running head, the page numbers, correct headers, references, citations, etc. that follow APA. But the main thing is you're doing a great job. I'm very proud of your excellent work. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. It was 63 degrees here today with the sun out, no rain or anything. It was a tough day. I've been in my office working all day. Looking over assignments and responding and trying to do those things. I had hoped to have all your grades done today, but that didn't happen, so I'm going to try to do that. Try to have them to you by Friday of this week. Most of the time, everybody just does a real good job with the material, so that's not usually the issue. Usually it's just those opportunities for improvement related to grammar or APA, so just keep that in mind. You do a good job on the material. We just got to do a little tweaking as we go forward, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. I don't ding you a lot for those things. Obviously I've got a rubric and instructions I have to follow and rules that I got to follow. as well. So I do have to do that. We have that academic rigor that we must maintain. However, my goal is to teach and my goal is to help you to understand the material as well as everything else. So keep rocking. You're doing a fantastic job. I hope you have a great rest of the week. And if you need me, pick the phone up and call me, send me an email, or we can visit via Skype. Great job. Keep rocking.